Hey guys, Dr. J here. This is the third episode of my Dark Souls Remastered walkthrough series. In this series, I'll be defeating all the enemies, collecting all the items, and talking about the game's story and lore. In today's episode, we'll be exploring the upper Undead Burg. Starting from where we left off in the previous episode, we will continue exploring the sewers. There's really only one way we can go, since the door we just checked can only be opened from the other side. A couple of hollow soldiers will try to ambush us at the top of these stairs, but they're pretty easy to deal with. There will be a couple more to the left of us, and one of them can throw firebombs at us. The best way to deal with shielded enemies is to wait for them to attack. The S-Dog has a pretty fast attack animation, so in most cases we should be able to preempt their attack. Next we should roll through these barrels to get this itemized soul, and then drop further down. Inside this building, we'll find another itemized soul. Then we should go back and trigger the hollows hanging on the railings into attacking us. Okay, it looks like it was just this one hollow, but there will be more further ahead. Even though they're just hollows from the Undead Asylum, they can still kill us if they manage to surround us. It's best to kill them while they're still hanging from the railings. There's just one more left, and we can now grab the item on the ground, which turned out to be some rubbish. Rubbish is actually useful, since we can trade it with Snuggly the Crow back in the Northern Undead Asylum for a Titanite chunk, which is a fairly rare upgrade material. Okay, we can now go through the first fog gate. There is another itemized soul below the staircase. If we go up the stairs, we'll have our first encounter with the Hellkite Wyvern, or should I call it the Hellkite Drake? I'm not sure, to be honest. There will be a few more hollow soldiers here, and more importantly a crossbowman up that tower, which can make killing the others a bit more annoying. After picking up the wooden shield, we can go ahead and kill him. Here is the first bonfire in this area, but we are not going to use it just yet. The easiest way to deal with spear and shield hollow soldiers is to backstab them, since they won't drop down their shield when they're attacking with their spears. Of course, you don't have to backstab them. You can just get behind them and keep attacking. But backstabbing is generally safer, since you're invulnerable while performing the attack. Unfortunately, I hit the wall instead of the hollow soldier, but I'll just use my miracle to heal. No point in wasting an Estus flask charge. This is the Undead Merchant. He sells a couple of very important items, and more importantly, we can use him to duplicate stackable items. For non-stackable items, there is another dupe glitch. The items we need to buy from him are the residence key and the short bow, plus some arrows. I'm going to use the dupe glitch now to save myself from grinding souls. I only need a little to reach 25 faith. There is a good farming spot before we actually need the 25 faith, and I'll point it out when we get there. But I don't want to waste time grinding. I'm not going to show how to do the glitch. Plenty of videos demonstrate it, and I don't want to tempt you. In my view, using exploits and glitches is fair play, though not everyone agrees. Whether you use the glitch or not, the key thing is to buy the residence key and the short bow from the merchant. Now that we have them, we should return to the previous room and go through the other door. Down these stairs are a few hollows to kill and a ladder behind them. That ladder leads to the rooftop of the building where we crossed our first fog gate in this area. On the rooftop there is a corpse with some throwing knives. After picking them up, we should jump to the balcony of the building opposite, and on its second floor there is another corpse with a light crossbow and some standard bows. After picking them up, we should go all the way back to that bonfire I told you about. There's also a ladder here that we can use as a shortcut later. Thanks to the itemized souls we duped earlier, we have enough to raise our fate to 25 and even bump our dexterity a bit. We don't have to do it now, but I just wanted to get it out of the way. Anyway, let's kill these hollow soldiers so that they don't follow us, and then move on. Now we should go across the bridge behind us. This is the bridge I'm talking about. There are a few more hollow soldiers here. The hollow soldiers with sword and shields aren't nearly as dangerous as the ones with spears. Still, backstabbing them is a good way to kill them. Next, we should go inside the building to the right and kill a couple more hollow soldiers. Inside one of the rooms, there is a chest with a few black fire bombs. Moving on, there is a staircase next to this building, and once we climb it, we'll have to fight 3 more hollow soldiers. The one at the back will keep throwing fire bombs at us, so we should deal with the others quickly. After that, we should climb the ladder and kill a few more hollow soldiers. Yeah, the weapon tracking in Dark Souls is pretty bad, especially for thrusting weapons. Once we kill all 3, there will be an itemized soul to pick up. Now we should go back down to the first trio of hollow soldiers. This door is the first one we can unlock with the residence key. Inside the chest we'll find goat pine resin, which will be extremely helpful in the next boss fight. There are 3 more hollow soldiers to kill, and one is a spear and shield type. To make matters worse, there is a crossbowman on top of this tower, so we should kill him first. Next, we are going to fight a high-level enemy. These guys are called Black Knights and are one of the few enemies that do not respawn. They're not as hard to kill as they seem if you're good at parrying. After each parry, you get the chance for a backstab, and you can even chain those. We need to kill this one, not only for the item he's guarding, but also in hopes he drops his weapon, since we need all Black Knight weapons to unlock an achievement. This time we got lucky and the Black Knight sword dropped. Don't worry too much about drops. Near the end of the game, there is a place where we can farm them. There is a flaming barrow trap here we need to trigger before going up the stairs. After killing this hollow soldier, we'll enter this tower. The door in front of us is locked, but if we have the master key, we can unlock it. If we don't have the master key, we'd need the watchtower basement key, which we will pick up later anyway. At the bottom of the tower, we're going to find Havel. He's actually pretty easy to kill, so we might as well do that now. since we're here anyway, all we have to do is keep backstabbing him. He's got a lot of health, but he's otherwise really slow. So, as long as we are patient, he'll go down eventually. It took a couple of minutes, but he's finally dead. On top of the 3000 souls, we also got Havel's ring, which is really useful. Equipping it increases our equip load. The door we opened connects the upper Undead Burg to the Darkroot Basin area. I wanted to talk about Havel, but it's still too early to tell his story. Just keep in mind that he's important. Opposite this fog gate, hidden among these barrows, is a crystal lizard. If you know he's there, he's not too hard to kill. Okay, so this will be our second boss fight. First, we should climb this ladder and kill the couple of hollow soldiers on top of the tower. Now, we need to reach the middle of this castle wall to make the boss appear. Once he does, we need to run back to the top of the tower, use a goat pine resin, and perform a plunging attack on him. And somehow miss. Not a big deal, we can attempt the plunging attack as many times as we need. Unfortunately, my second attempt also failed, so I decided to kill him the normal way. That doesn't matter. The Taurus demon is a pretty easy boss. In fact, he's not even a real boss. We'll see more demons like him later. It's a demon species, and this one was just one of many. There are many other ways to kill him. We can use the short bow and kite him, throw fire bombs, or even make him jump off the wall. Whichever method you choose, after he is dead, we can continue and enter this tower. Left of the stairs going down, there is another itemized soul. At the bottom of the stairs, there is a huge bridge. The door next to us is locked, but on this balcony we'll meet a very important NPC. During our conversation with him, we should answer both of his questions with yes to progress his quest line and obtain the white sign soapstone.
To seek my very own son. You find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time. Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition if you haven't known. The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey? This pleases me greatly. Well then, take this. We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by a brilliant aura. If you missed it, you must be blind. Oh, hello there. I will stay behind to gaze at the sun, The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
Solaire is a very important NPC we'll keep meeting during our journey. If you've played Demon Souls, you can guess what happens next. The Hellkite Drake, or Wyvern, will keep belching fire as long as we stay on the bridge. This is the ladder I mentioned when we first rested at this bonfire. Dropping it created a very useful shortcut. We are now below the bridge guarded by the Hellkite Wyvern. We could go through the door behind this hollow to bypass the bridge entirely, but we are not going to. Instead, I'll equip my short bow and start shooting the Wyvern's or the Drake's tail. Eventually, we'll cut it off and receive the Drake's sword, which is required for the Knight's Honor achievement. The only way to obtain it is by cutting off its tail. It takes a while, but the Wyvern can't reach us. There we go. Now I'll show you the alternate route again, since it's a good spot for farming humanity. There are 3 rats here, and each has a 5% base chance to drop one. Unfortunately, the S-Talk is bad against them. Not that it matters, since I don't plan to farm humanity. Yeah, I got poisoned. The bonfire is nearby, so... Here's the ladder we need to climb to reach the Undead Parish. Now I'll go back to the bonfire to rest and clear the poison. This is also the route you can use if you want to farm the Bridge for Souls. If you don't want to use the dupe glitch, you can make the Wyvern use its fire breath, then return to the bonfire to respawn the enemies. As you can see, it would take about half an hour to match the souls we got from duping. Our goal now is to make the Wyvern or Drake or whatever jump down onto the bridge so we can run past it and enter the parish. Perfect. Do not stop to loot the bridge. Once we reach the bonfire and rest, the Wyvern will disappear and we can grab the items then. He's not gone for good though. He'll be back eventually, but we'll have plenty of time to kill the hollows here and pick up the items. They're nothing special anyway, just a claymore and an itemized soul. We're almost done with this episode, but there's one last thing we need to do here. On this balcony is the Altar of Sunlight. If we have 25 faith, we'll be able to join the Warriors of Sunlight Covenant and receive the Lightning Spear Miracle. To be honest, I'm more excited about the Miracle than the Covenant, since it's pretty overpowered at this stage of the game, and will make the next boss fights much easier. I will level up attunement a bit, so I can use both the Heal Miracle and the Lightning Spear. And that's it. We're done for today. Tomorrow we'll be exploring the Undead Parish. Thank you for watching. If this was useful, I'd appreciate it if you press the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below.